Sandy Brondello pleads her case.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for my failure to provide a parental guidance warning before sharing the highly offensive verbiage in that clip. I think I speak for everyone in my audience when I say we are absolutely appalled at the foul, racist language that was used by Sandy Brondello. For those that don't know, and before this harmful rhetoric became a mainstream source of outrage, I'm pretty sure no one outside the Brondello family had any idea who in the hell Sandy was. Sandy Brondello is the head coach of the Toronto Pimples. Now, the Pimples are one of the expansion teams this season in the WNBA dump. Friday night, in a painfully boring game against the Atlanta Dreamers, Sandy Brondello was visibly upset with WNBA officials, who are the final remaining minimum wage earners in this league. The self-proclaimed face of the WNBA, Angel Reese, she made an unathletic move in the paint. WNBA referees blew the whistle. They called a foul for incredibly bad basketball, which sent Angel Reese directly to the free throw line so she could attempt to make wide open shots instead of struggling with wide open layups. Sandy Brondello, she was visibly upset with the call. In the midst of her anger, she referred to Angel Reese as a protected species. Before we go any further, let's take a moment of silence for this egregious, heinous, unprofessional, racist act of verbal violence. As if you couldn't hate this dump of a league enough. It's not enough that damn near every team in the WNBA refuses to respect the national anthem. Hell, the other night, during the playing of the national anthem, one of the players from the New York Lesbians, she was in the tunnel where she appeared to be practicing sitting on the bench. Some players in this league, I guess, are so unathletic, they have to practice sitting down. And I guess the only time she could find time to practice was during the 2 minutes it takes that are set aside to honor the country that gives bad basketball players the opportunity to make 6-7 figures. It's not enough WNBA players disrespect America. It's not enough that they present themselves as the ultimate victims to criticism, or as WNBA players prefer to call it, misogyny. It's not enough that they constantly complain about the unwanted attention they receive on social media. Lonely men keep sending me DMs. They're mad because I lost them money. They wagered that I would score more than 1.5 points, and I finished the game with 0 points, causing them to lose money. Someone please protect us from these hateful words. Now, we have a head coach getting suspended for claiming that Angel Reese gets a favorable whistle, or as Sandy Brondello described it, protected species. You know what's ironic about this? Remember when Alyssa Thomas attempted to give Caitlin Clark a throat massage? Come here, Kate, let's get physical. According to Sports Business Journal, Adam Silver had to step in and essentially force Kathy Engelbert to suspend Al Thomas. Al Thomas was suspended for 1 game for making dangerous contact with Caitlin Clark's throat. Less than 24 hours after Sandy Brondello used the term protected species, which, by the way, in Australia, where Sandy Brondello is from, protected species is a common idiom. It's slang. It's often used in the workplace to describe someone who receives preferential treatment. Less than 24 hours after Sandy Brondello used the term protected species, Kathy Engelbert, who is suddenly identifying as a superhero Catwoman, "Don't worry, Angel, Cat is here to protect you." Kathy Engelbert steps in without needing encouragement from Adam Silver, and she suspends Sandy Brondello for one game. Let me go ahead and summarize this for you. According to the WNBA's logic, or lack thereof, using the term protected species, it is just as dangerous as punching someone in the throat. Using words is just as dangerous as punching someone in the place where words are formed. Late Friday night, Angel Reese poured fuel on this flaming ass fire by insinuating that Sandy Brondello was a mythical racist. Check it out for yourself. Was this a poor choice of words by Sandy Brondello? Sure. Unfortunately, in this environment, especially an environment like the WNBA where everyone is looking to be offended, you've got to be very, very careful with your words. But context matters. You don't need a PhD in English to understand the context here. I didn't even watch the game Friday night because I refuse to watch pretend basketball unless I absolutely have to. Hell, I get paid to watch the WNBA and I still hate watching this league. I didn't need to watch the game, though, to understand the context, because I have been watching real basketball in the NBA for over 30 years. In a moment of heightened emotion, in the closing moments of a somewhat close game, Sandy Brondello used a term that's considered acceptable slang in her home country of Australia. Uncle KC, WNBA players should not be expected to know what's acceptable in Australia. Yeah, that's true. But before you accuse someone of being racist, you should be expected to do your due diligence and make sure they're actually guilty. It took me less than 5 seconds to find the definition of protected species. To make matters worse, this is not the first time Angel Reese has used mythical racism to bring attention to herself. This is not the first time Angel Reese has presented herself as the ultimate victim. Remember at LSU in her final season when they were eliminated from the tournament? Angel Reese broke down crying in the post-game press conference. "Please feel sorry for me. I'm the victim of online bullying." During her rookie season, and she did this again at the beginning of last season, Angel Reese accused fans in Indiana of being racist. Hell, the WNBA launched an investigation and found no evidence to back up her claims. The question is, why does Angel Reese continue to do this? You see, I think this was a missed opportunity for Angel Reese. This was a missed opportunity for Angel Reese to be respected. To her credit, Angel Reese was brilliant on the court Friday night in that game. She had one of the best games of her WNBA career. But no one is talking about that. Why? Because Angel Reese has once again made the story all about race. All she had to do was explain the context. All she had to do was say, "I know Sandy Brondello didn't mean it. I know what she meant by protected species." Instead, Angel Reese used it as another opportunity to play the victim. Then this league wonders why no one takes them seriously. Yesterday morning, Sandy Brondello publicly apologized to Angel Reese. She explained what any rational person already knew. My frustration was with the officials, Angel, but I unfairly put all the focus on you. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, Sandy. Angel Reese is not offended that she is the center of attention. She is the center of attention because she's pretending to be offended. The process is working as designed. I will give credit to the WNBA and the players in this league. Out of every league in America, the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, the NHL, hell, I'll even include the World Cup in this. Out of every league, the WNBA is number one in one category, and number two ain't even close. Uncle Casey, are you talking about the product on the court? Are you talking about the elite athleticism? These women are amazing! I have seen more impressive athleticism in wheelchair basketball than I have seen in the WNBA. But all kidding aside, the WNBA is the best in the business at generating controversy. The ladies in this league are brilliant at creating manufactured drama. The ladies in the WNBA, they know how to generate attention. But here's the problem. It's one thing to generate interest. It's another thing to sustain it. In order to maintain it, you have to offer a compelling product. Eventually, the drama will get stale. The WNBA is not a league of popularity. The WNBA is a league of convenience. Think about it. And I think I mentioned this back in May when the season was starting. Remember the first month, maybe the first 6 weeks of the WNBA season? Remember how no one in the media was talking about the WNBA? Remember how there were no mainstream storylines? There was no manufactured drama? Hell, the biggest story was crashing ticket prices for the Indiana Clarks. But over the last 4, maybe 5 weeks, the WNBA has been on fire in the media. Why? Uncle Casey, people are paying attention. Yeah, but why are more people paying attention? They're paying attention because there's nothing else to talk about. It's ironic that the NBA playoffs end and the WNBA suddenly emerges. Watch what happens when college football starts. Watch what happens when the NFL starts. Playoffs in Major League Baseball. My guess is the WNBA will lose its spot on the media's priority list. I'm just still not convinced that the WNBA in its current form is sustainable long term. Now, I could be wrong. And I hope I'm wrong because the WNBA is great for my business in the summer. I have a love-hate relationship with this league. I don't like the product. I find the WNBA to be painfully boring. Most of the players are unlikable, but I'm paid extremely well to talk about it. But I'm sure you guys have noticed, the actual basketball is rarely the topic of conversation in the WNBA. Friday night, Angel Reese had 23 points. She made 7 of the 11 shots that she took. 9 of 11 free throws, 12 rebounds. It was a dominant performance from Angel Reese. It was a performance that deserves to be celebrated. But no one is talking about her performance on the court. The topic of conversation is her performance off the court. And it's not just Angel Reese. Natasha Cloud, she hasn't been mentioned all season until she complains about racism online. Same with Chelsea Gray. The only time Angel Reese and her on-court performance is discussed is when it's comedically bad. So, How long is this sustainable? How long can this league sustain when there's minimal mainstream interest in the actual product and the only mainstream interest is in the manufactured drama? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.